back to the ninth video. And in this video, we are going to talk about parallel chains. So we have seen an example. Actually, I'm going to show you how the parallel chains usually look like. Okay, so here I have a notes. So this is a sample of the parallel chain. So we started a chain, and then from here, from this point onward, we have two paths. The one on the left is doing some processing, and the one on the right is doing some other processing. And these two processings, they are happening in a parallel. So in a scenario where you want to do some processing in your chain in a parallel, you can use this parallel sort of parallel chaining. So we are going to do an example parallel chain, and in our example particularly we are gonna actually have a prompt which is gonna ask for a which is gonna ask which will ask for some features about some product, and then we will pass that to the model which will get the features of that product. And then we from the parser we are going to create two parallel chains. The one on the left is going to get the pros for that product, and the one on the left is going to get the cons of that product. And in the end we are combining the output from both of these chains into a single place and printing that. So this is our very basic example. So let's start with the coding part. So I'm going to create a new file here. I will copy paste the existing code. Copy, Control C, Control V. I will rename it to let's start with the coding. Okay, so we have this here and we have this. So I'm going to remove this one from here. Actually, I'm going to remove this one. We still need the model, so I will keep the model here. I am going to update this to something like you are expert about products and you will help customer with product features. Okay, and then for the human I'm gonna say list 3 feature FEA feature of product UCT product. And I'm gonna say then I'm gonna create uh, a function here called and I'm gonna copy paste this actually from the actually I'm gonna call this okay. So for this one here I'm gonna copy paste this like this, and I'm gonna go here from here I could paste that here, and I will do this. Okay, so here I'm gonna say export our product. You will help customer with product. It will help customer with product pros list 3 pros of product. Okay, and I this function is going to return prompt template for pros. Okay, similarly, I am gonna copy this and I am gonna paste it here, something like this. And here, actually, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna say cons, and here I will also say cons, and here I will also change it to cons. Okay, I will save this, and what we are gonna do next is that we are gonna create another function which is going to be where we will combine the pros and cons together. So I'm defining a function for that. Okay. Okay, so what I will do, I will say CUMB and combine pros. Okay, now, so now I will create two chains. One would be for the pros chain, and the second one would be the chain for my cons. So I will say pros, and actually, let's call it a parallel chain. Okay, so and this is gonna be my runnable sequence from the previous video, as you guys have seen. And I will, the first thing would be lambda x, and I'm gonna call this function here. And the second thing is going to be my model. We'll pass the model, and the last thing is going to be my parser, where I'm parsing the output. Okay. Similarly, I'm gonna also create a chain for the cones. Let's call this cones parallel chain. And the only thing we're going to replace is this function here. Okay, so let's define a chain here. So I'm gonna remove all this part from here. Okay, actually let's keep this part, and I'm gonna remove all this code from here till here. Yes, till here. So yeah, so I have this one till here, and I am going to define my chain. My chain would be like the first step of my chain would be the prop template. The second thing would be model, and the next step would be parser, str output parser, and then the next step would be something called runnable parallel to run two parallel chains. Runnable, actually I need to import it first. So what I will do, I will go here and I will do something like runnable parallel. Okay, so I imported runnable parallel and I will use it here. I will say runnable parallel, and it is gonna take a parameter called branches. I will provide branches, 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 and to these branches I'm gonna share my first branch name is pros, and it is going to be my pros parallel chain, and my Next branch is going to be cons, and cons is I will pass the chain, and the last step would be runnable lambda. And here I will, what I'm going to do actually here, I'm going to use this function to combine pros and cons. Okay, so this function particularly, so I will copy this one from here and I will pass a lambda here, and video lambda input x, and then this, and I'm gonna say actually x branches. So our first parameter was pros, so I'm gonna pass pros, and the our next parameter was cons. Actually, this one is going to be tick free, so I need to remove this from here and here as well. So I will do this, and let's just copy paste this whole thing from here to here and change it to cons. Okay, now we have this nice example ready. And yeah, so actually we need to invoke this chain. So for that, I'm going to use the invoke method, and like all previous example, I'm going to pass my input, which is going to be product. Okay, let's print this. Okay, and let's see what we get in output. So I'm gonna sorry, I need to change it to 9. Let's wait for the output and we will see. Okay, there is was some error and position argument 2 were given. Let's say where did we things went wrong. Okay, so here we were supposed to, okay, what does it exactly say, the error? It says 2 were given. What does that mean? Okay, let's do a quick thing and comment. I'm gonna show you how you can debug. I am actually gonna comment out a part of this one and I'm gonna run it again to see where is the issue. I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna see like what did went wrong. Okay. This is something went wrong. Okay, so here, and I'm gonna change this to this one. And still same error. I need to see what exactly went wrong. So we will go up self call with the base.pay and here. line number. It's saying something went wrong here. It is expecting one positional argument, but two were given. Okay, so let's see what did we messed up. So let's see that. Model, we pass the model, and actually let's do one thing, remove some more out of this one and run this to see if that changed anything in the code. Okay, now it did work fine. So we will uncomment one more component in the chain. This one, I know what we did went wrong. So we need object of this one here, but we only pass the class reference. So that is what went wrong here. So we are till this point our chain is working fine. Now I'm gonna uncomment these parallel chains, and I am going to run this again to see how my chain code is doing. It's taking so much time. Let's wait. Adding this. So yeah, so here is our output. If you can see here in the output, we got pros. So here is the pros of the output. It has the advanced camera, it have the series bionic chip, and it have a promotion display. And the cons are it's very high cost, limited customization, no expandable storage. So this one was the example of the parallel chaining, and in the next video we are going to see how we can create an example of branch chaining. So that's it for this video. Thank you. Take care.